All right, let me just get my presentation pulled up here and we're going to go ahead and get started. You are here because you are wanting to learn how to become a paid event planner without a college degree. So you are in the right place. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm just so excited to share with you basically my journey on how I've been able to do just that. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chelsey.Curtis, and I'm a professional event blogger over at Housewife to Hostess. I'm also a celebrity event planner, and I've been featured all over the web, worked with some massive national brands. I'm the host of the Party Girl podcast. I'm an events educator, and I'm also the CEO of the Party Planner Academy, which is my event planning school. I've also hosted my own TV segment on my local Fox station, teaching others how to do event planning and party planning knowledge. And my favorite event thing that I do is that I host women's only dance parties. I literally live to create moments like this. I think it's important to know, though, that I'm not some event planning prodigy. Like, I'm just a girl with a dream who loves planning parties. I eat, sleep, drink parties. Like, I love events so much. And my hope for you is that at the end of this presentation, that you leave knowing two things. Number one, I want you to leave knowing how to get paid for your event planning talents right now. And number two, regardless of your education or your background or whatever you come from, whatever that story is, I want to teach you how to be seen as an event planning expert. And I know this maybe seems like a tall order, but just stick with me and I will show you the ways. In this training, I'm going to teach you how to become an event hacker, which is basically someone who leverages people who are better at event planning and do what the professionals do in this 4-step method that I have discovered. So before we dive in, I want you to turn off Facebook, close down your Instagram account, turn off Hulu if it's playing in the background, and I promise I will make it worth your time. So let's do some first things first. I want to make sure that we are all on the same page and getting a foundation set up for why you're here. Most of you already love event planning. Maybe you're curious if this could work for you, and you either are just wondering if you have what it takes, or you've kind of tried to do things on a smaller scale. But if you've ever felt stuck, you've probably had one of these moments where you're not blank enough, you're not smart enough, talented enough, qualified enough. Whatever it is, this is one of the biggest things holding us back. And I want you to know that it's not your fault. The things I'm going to be teaching you in this webinar are not taught in school. I did not learn them in a college class. I did not learn them in any sort of format. I learned them from doing and watching others and modeling the success of other people. And so that's what I want to impart on you today and share are those strategies. And I just want you to know that whatever insecurities or fears or things that you have that you think about yourself, that they're just simply not true. No one is, again, teaching this. And I promise you, the part that is really exciting is the online piece of how you can leverage your event planning talents online and make money from your computer, from your phone. You guys, they do not teach this stuff in college. So yes, while I am teaching you about event planning, the other piece that is so important and pivotal is how to make money online. And I'm going to show you 3 case studies of students who have graduated from my program and who are killing it in the event planning space. So before I do that, I want to make sure we're all on the same page with some industry terminology. And so the first word that I want to make sure we're all on the same page with is influence. So when I talk about social media, when I talk about a blog or, podcast or video, whether it's YouTube or another platform, everybody has influence. And whether that's one person following you or 1 million, it doesn't matter. We all have influence. So I don't want you to feel like this couldn't work for you. Anyone that has a social media account automatically has influence. And that's what I'm going to be referencing when I talk about influence and influencers. The next is content creation. So content creation is when you take a picture of something that you do in real life and you post it online. As it relates to event planners, content creation, in my case, is where I get hired by a brand and they pay me, they give me a budget for this project, and I create a party for them and post it online. In exchange, they pay me, and it's a win-win. I'll talk more about this later. It's super exciting stuff. And the next term is monetization online. So again, how to get paid to create content online. So again, these big brands are looking for people like you and me to create content for them, to create images and parties and inspiration. And I've learned over the past 7 years how to leverage those opportunities to get paid, not only to create parties in real life, but online. So I hope that kind of sets the foundations. I hope you're excited. Are you ready to party? Let's do this. Okay. So I think it's super cool that I obviously have this highlight reel that I started with, but everybody has a backstory. And the beginning of mine is kind of unique. I actually came to where I live in Utah right now to go to beauty school. I was 18 years old, and I used that education to put myself through culinary school. And here's like a fun photo, 10-year transformation of me on the left at age 21. Beauty school did wonders for me, especially for my eyebrows, let me tell you what. And by age 31, I was definitely implementing what I was learning, eyebrows on fleek. And this kind of looks like I'm wearing a monocle. Okay, moving on. So I went to beauty school, went to culinary school. Here's me teaching some cooking classes. I loved cooking. I loved culinary school. But in the middle of my culinary education, I got offered a job for Aveda. And so because of the schedule, I was always working nights. I was always working weekends. I was never with my husband. So I decided to take the job. So because I took that job, it means that I didn't graduate. And I think it's important for you to know that I didn't graduate because I've been able to still have success, still have the type of career that I want. And that doesn't define me. That's just a part of my story, right? Sometimes we feel like because we didn't finish something that we're destined for failure, and that's just not the case. So I started managing this Aveda salon. For those of you that don't know, Aveda is like a super high-end hair product line. The salon went from making $200,000 a year, and after 4 years of me running it, it was making over $1 million a year. And I was super proud of myself. I felt like I was on top of the world. I ran this super successful salon. It got all of this national recognition. I got pregnant, and I decided that I wanted to become a stay-at-home mom. And so my sweet daughter, Jade, was born just about 7 years ago. And I decided to quit my job. Like, I didn't take maternity leave. I was done. I was going to be home and raise babies. I also did add my sweet little boy Sterling on here, who was born this year just because he's so cute. But okay, so back to my story with my daughter. After 3 weeks of being home, you guys, like, I felt so lost in motherhood. I realized that I needed to have something that was just for me. Like, if changing diapers was going to be the rest of my future, I was so not looking forward to that. And I was frustrated because I felt unfulfilled at home, but I didn't want to put my daughter in daycare. And so I was like, what can I do that would be part-time that I can kind of do from home? And this is kind of about the time that like Instagram started getting really popular and blogs were, oh my gosh, so popular. So I was like, I know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to start a blog. So I started a blog. I mean, how hard could it be? I saw people posting sponsored content all over the place, stuff like hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored. And I don't know if you're like me, but I was looking at that like, I could totally do that. And so I was like, I just came off of this amazing career high. I was doing really well, and I decided that I was going to do a blog. And so I was sharing all kinds of things. I was juggling being a new mom, and I was putting things out there, and trying to figure out how to get paid. And I was struggling. I had no idea what to do, where to go. And after 3 years of blogging, making no money, I just got really smart and I was like, you know what? I need some help. So I decided to make a change in my business, and I invested about $5,000 into conference tickets and mentors. And I started studying and ended up stalking anyone who was doing event planning online because I was going to figure out what the heck they were doing and how I could get it figured out. And so as I was looking up these different influencers, I started messaging them. I was like, hey, I would go DM them. I would send them an email. I would try to give them a call if they had their number listed. And no one wanted to get back to me. No one wanted to talk to me. And I was just so frustrated because I felt like people had these missing pieces of the puzzle and I just needed help. I just needed a little bit of direction. And all of a sudden, like this beam of light came through my computer and this like event planning course. I'm like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And I was so excited because I was looking for something for event planners specifically. And so I quickly like put in my credit card information. I was so excited to dive in. And I was just like, this is going to be amazing. I put in my information, they send me an email, and I get this. Like, what? It was literally an event planning PDF that was so boring, so basic. It was like a checklist. And I just felt so disenchanted. I couldn't believe, I was like, this is so basic. Like, it was the most hard to consume. It was like so not interactive. And honestly, like, it didn't have anything in there I didn't already know. And if you've ever been in this position, like, you know how it feels to just feel like, you know, like so frustrated and like ripped off and alone. And you guys, like, the content in this PDF was so stupid. It was so frustrating. It was like, make sure you sell tickets to your ideal customer. I'm like, yeah, no, duh. I know I need to sell tickets to my ideal customer. I just don't know how to do that. It was so frustrating. And not to mention, I was out this money and I still was needing solutions. I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but it is the worst. And you just feel, like I said, like, is there anything good in this world? I mean, maybe a little dramatic, but that's how I felt. The only thing that I had to hold on to was this dream of event planning, and that I just couldn't give up. I felt called to do this thing. I didn't want to give it up. And I remembered something. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I remember when I was like looking at those different influencers and trying to study them and research them, and no one really wanted to talk to me point blank about what they were doing. But I had this like really interesting idea. I was like, what if I actually reached out to them instead of as a colleague? I reached out to them as like a customer. And I started like getting information, and it took a lot of time. And I realized that every single person that got back to me actually had an amazing process, and they were all doing the same 4 things. And I had this aha moment where I was like, oh my gosh, Chelsey, you just need a process. Like, this dream is great, but you need the steps on how to do this. And so this is what this whole training is based off of, these patterns that I created, the 4-step framework for event hacking and how I do everything in my business. And I'm excited to get into 3 case studies with you of women just like you who have had success with event hacking, who have no formal training in event planning, and who after watching this were able to implement all of the things that they needed to have success in their businesses. So let's dive into the 3 big secrets on becoming a paid event planner that no one is talking about. And the first one is how to event hack what professional event planners are doing. Now, I told you a little bit in my story that when I realized that I needed to up my game and start getting paid for my event planning skills and my event planning blog, I was kind of like, I don't know where to start. But the idea that I had was I wanted to model people who were being more successful and doing better than me. So again, I started like making these phone calls. I started calling, and this is kind of what it sounded like. I was like, hey, my name is Chelsey and I'm planning. And then I would think about whatever event I was planning. I'm like, a corporate office party. And like, it's for 50 people. I would just make up numbers and kind of like write down these notes and see what they would charge me and what process they would take me through. And I did this for about a handful of other event planners. And I would call again and be like, hey, I'm planning, this big holiday party, and it's going to be for 100 people. And I was wondering if you could help me coordinate and what would be included. And I got to look at a ton of different proposals and get into a ton of these people's different email lists and see exactly the process that they took me through. And you can actually learn a lot about other event planners by how they treat their customers. And after months of this major detective work, I was like, oh my gosh, these event planners are so clearly like doing some of the same things. And I noticed the professionals from the amateur, it was like night and day. And all of the professionals did the same 4 things. And I found these 4 consistencies, and this is what I'm so excited to share with you. So the 4 consistencies that they all had were, the first was that they had their business foundation set up and they were all operating as professional business women. And the second is that they had their branding and marketing down, so that when I went to research them, they had a platform for me to look and find their credentials, find out their, the work that they've done. The next is that they had strong networks of clients and referrals. And then the last thing is that they all worked with sponsors and vendors. And I was so blown away because, again, for years I tried to crack this code. And finally, after calling about a dozen event planners, I was able to figure this out. And so I call this whole process event hacking. And so the way I would define it is using the proven methods of successful event planners who are smarter, richer, more successful than you and me, and then modeling our businesses after them. Now, I think the thing that's important to remember is like the difference between an amateur and a professional. If you haven't heard this, it's kind of a mic drop moment. But the difference between an amateur and a professional is that professionals get paid. That's the difference. I want you to think back about like my beginning and my backstory, like who I was before I discovered this event hacking. Remember, I was trying everything. I was trying to create content. I was trying to reach out to brands. I was tagging them. I was doing all the things that I thought I would do to get noticed, and nothing was working. And I wasted a lot of time and energy on failed efforts. And then after implementing the event hacking strategies that I'm going to teach you, all of a sudden the windows open up and I start having opportunities to work with national brands like Home Depot, Target, Coca-Cola, and just to give you like a little perspective, Coca-Cola, you guys, paid me after implementing the 4 event hacking strategies, $1,500 to create this party right here. I hope you're looking at this being like, what? I could totally do that. Because you can. Like, I cannot believe like the opportunities that I've been able to have. And the thing that's so interesting is when I go back to my research, the most interesting part was that whenever I asked these professional event planners about their education, their background, their credentials, every single one, except for one actually, told me how long they had been doing it, had offered a list of references, referrals, reviews. But it was really hard to find formal education like records or anything about them because most of them did not have formal event planning backgrounds. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, like that, knowing that gave me permission to do the same thing. We live in a world where we've been raised that if you want to make a career for yourself, or if you want to change your career, that you need to go to school. You need to get a degree. And for some careers like doctors, lawyers, please go to school, get a degree, right? But there are thousands of entrepreneurial ventures in this day and age that just don't require a degree to be successful. And event planning, you guys, is one of them. Not to mention the time to go back to school, the time to rearrange your life, to find kid care, to, have to go back at nights or request time off of work. Like, it is so amazing to live in 2019 where we can do and be what we want based on our abilities. So this is the perfect segue for secret number 2, how to be seen as an event planning expert. Now, I know a lot of people look at this and they're like, yeah, I know what it takes to be an expert, right? 10,000 hours. And that's true. And you'll get there. But for right now, I just want you to go with me into the future of what your life could be like based on these 3 examples. Here we have Rachel Ray, who never went to culinary school. We've got Oprah Winfrey, who does not have any journalism background, and Joanna Gaines, who never ever studied formally interior design ever. These 3 ladies, I think we can all agree, are experts in their field, and not one of them graduated with a degree in what they're doing and what they're a quote unquote expert at. So it just goes to show that if you are willing to put in the time and the work to do your craft and do it well, that doing it is what makes you the expert and not the other way around. I actually had the privilege of watching Joanna Gaines this year speak at Alt Summit in Palm Springs. It was a blogger conference for influencers that I went to earlier this year. And she said that she was actually working on running her dad's tire store when she was 17 years old. And her dream was to take over the family business and run his tire store in Waco, Texas. I'm like, what? I mean, it was like an audible gasp. Everyone's like, what? Oh my gosh. Because aren't we just so grateful that she decided to pursue her passion and her love for interior design? I'm so grateful every day, you guys, for my farmhouse table and my white cabinets. Like, thank you, Joanna Gaines. I know I'm not the only one who gets so excited because we all love Joanna Gaines. And I just want to encourage you and let you know that sharing your voice is how you become the expert. That's how Joanna Gaines became the expert. She just started sharing. Same thing with Rachel Ray, Oprah. They just started. And it's sharing what you know is how you become the expert. I know it sounds counterintuitive. I know it should be like in your mind the other way around, but that's the truth. Is everyone starts somewhere. Every master was once a disaster. And I promise you that no one is born with the skill set that they're doing right now. And that's the same truth for event planners. Like, no one is born with a checklist in their hand and a confetti cannon. I mean, that would be awesome, but it's just not the case. Everybody starts somewhere. And I just want to take you back to another 10-year transformation of myself where I can't believe that I posted this online. This exists in the interwebs, you guys. This is a party I threw for my husband's birthday while I was still doing my generals before I went to culinary school. And I just want to draw your attention to the block of cream cheese swimming in a pool of salsa. Oh my gosh, this was so bad. But here I am, keep going, keep doing my thing. And guess what? 10 years later, I'm creating amazing party content that I'm so proud of. And actually, if you look down at the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see a Samsung Galaxy phone. This party, amazingly enough, was actually my daughter's 5th birthday party. I was able to win a sponsored campaign for Samsung, and they paid me $1,200 and gave me a free phone out of the deal to plan this party for them. And so it was a sponsored post. I can't wait to dive into the next secret because I want to teach you how to do this. But I'm telling you that sharing what you love and sharing where you are right now, being authentic is how you create that brand for yourself and how you become seen as the expert. Because where you are right now, someone is going to love and resonate with. Like, we all start somewhere. And that's why I love this next quote. What's easy for you might be amazing to someone else. If you've ever thought like, oh, I'm nothing special, like I'm not the most talented, whatever those negative, like self-deprecating thoughts are, it doesn't serve you. And not everyone has the same talents as you. Not everyone finds it fun to do parties. And just because you enjoy something so much that you would do it for free, that you're probably doing it for free right now, doesn't mean that you don't deserve to make it into a career just because you love it. I find that if you can actually answer yes to the next 3 questions, that you should be paid as an event planner. So here's what they are. The first one is, do you like planning parties, or ideally, do you love it? Are you good at planning parties? One of the best ways to measure if you're actually good at it is you'll hear comments all the time whenever you throw a party, whenever you have people over and you're hostessing, they'll say, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I wish you would throw my party. Or, will you help me with Timmy's birthday party next week? Please, it would be so great to have your help. Like, I'm just trying to do it on a budget and you're just such a good eye for this. And yes, if you're like, yep, that sounds like me, then yeah, you're good at it. The third is there actually needs to be a market for it, which means people need to be willing to pay for this service and skill set. And the great news is event planning is a booming industry. I mean, last year alone, $5 billion with a B dollars were spent on event planning services. And it means that obviously, yes, people are paying for this service. And you should not be doing it for free, especially if you're getting asked to do it. How would you like a small piece of that $5 billion? I'm raising my hand right now like me. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about these little known ways event planners are getting paid. I think a really common way is, like, a lot of people know that event planners get paid by the project, by the hour, the percentage of expense, or expense plus hourly. But did you know that right now, you literally, if you answered yes to those 3 questions, you could start bidding out your time for planning different events, whether it was private events or birthday parties or weddings or corporate events or holiday parties. And you can actually start getting paid for them. And it's literally as simple as putting a proposal together and having your business set up. I mean, really. The other ways are you could host a conference and kind of collaborate and network with other people, draw some speakers together, and sell tickets to a big conference and pull in sponsors and have all of these people work together to create a big event, whether it's empowering women or, creating more awareness about a cause and a topic that you love. My favorite is hosting events for myself. I love hosting women's only dance parties. I sell tickets. I love that I'm able to charge the attendees, deliver an amazing experience, hang out, have fun. And then not just that, but I also charge the sponsors to be there, and I leverage what I create and make it worth their time and give them access to all of these amazing women while just hosting something that I love doing anyway. The next is content creation. We talked a little bit about this in the beginning. Content creation is basically taking products or services from a brand and putting it into your own life experience in an organic way so that you're helping to create content for them. So this is an ad. It's for In Brighton color changing lights. They paid me $900, plus they sent me 3 strands of these color changing outdoor lights that are $189 a strand to hang them up. And the reason that they're able to do this and the reason that they're spending that kind of money, because I think to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Like, why would they do that? It's really a huge advantage for this brand. I mean, Coca-Cola paying me $1,500, other parties paying me thousands of dollars. It's really that for them, they would have to hire a venue. They'd have to find somebody to style it. They'd have to find a photographer. They'd have to find someone to write up the content, write up the blog post, edit the photos. They would be in it tens of thousands of dollars. So think about how cool it is that they can leverage me and my smaller audience of only 30,000 people on Instagram to get this out to the masses. And this is kind of the new way that brands are marketing. Like, you won't see commercials on TV as much as we used to when we were children, right? It's all through sponsored content that I'm able to leverage my audience. I'm creating fun content, and then they can use that in turn because they paid me, right? So it's a super fun way that you can make money doing parties and then just putting that content online. And that's exactly what I show you how to do in the Party Planner Academy. The next one is called affiliate marketing. And how affiliate marketing works is every time you post something on your blog, you can actually link it to the product either on Amazon, on Target, whatever, wherever the link is for. And that special link gives you a commission kickback every time someone clicks on it and buys. So for example, here is this party I did, and where on the top it says these black and white striped pillows, see how that's blue? That would be a hyperlink where I'm linking the black and white striped pillows. And then again, because it's a special link that has a unique code, it gives me a kickback, a little commission. And the thing that's really cool about it is it's also helpful for the person reading it. I mean, how many times have you seen something online and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like, where do I get it? And you can't find it anywhere. Like, isn't it so nice that if there's a link, you can just click and buy it? No pressure. Like, I don't care if somebody doesn't buy this black and white striped pillow, right? But it's nice that it's evergreen. It lives on my site forever. And every time someone finds it through Pinterest or whatever, that if they click on it and if they buy, I get a little commission. Pretty sweet, right? So imagine, like, can you imagine sharing things that you love and getting paid a commission for the content that you're creating? Like, is that so cool? Are you thinking like, yeah, I would love to promote the things I already use and already love to my audience? And as my audience grows with me, that I have these systems in place that I'm earning residual income while I sleep. So you can do this in hundreds of ways with tons of different brands and websites. Like, here's the party I did for the Minions movie when it came out. And like, I pitched them this whole idea of an indoor drive-in movie, and we made little cars out of cardboard boxes, and that was promoting the movie. It was a super cost-effective way for me to, again, make an extra $1,500 and them save all of this money, and they got some cute photos out of it, and it was a win-win. I did this party for Blue Bunny ice cream, and again, I pitched them this idea of this yard, like, boho outdoor party. And the thing that's really cool about this one is I literally only spent money on the ice cream, the cones, the cupcakes, and then the required products. Everything else was completely free or stuff I had on hand. Like, the teepee was from my daughter's room. I took off the bright pink chevron cover and wrapped it in a bed skirt. I used all the pillows from my house. I used blankets. I asked neighbors for free pallets. And I put this piece of content together. Literally cost me less than $75. So you can totally be resourceful, use what you have, and get paid to create stellar online content. And again, I hope you are looking at these things saying, oh my gosh, Chelsey, I could totally do that, because that's what I want to encourage you to do, is to realize that you literally have what it takes right now. So I want to ask you, like, how would it feel if you had a roadmap telling you exactly how to start, where to go, what to say, when to say it? I said this in the beginning, that you probably have the talent, you just haven't had the opportunity. And it's not your fault. No one is sharing. No one is teaching this. So unless, again, you've gone to school to become an event planner, or unless you've been in the online space for many years and you're already a part of the affiliate programs and you're already connected with brands and decision makers, how would you ever know how to do that? It takes time. It takes, learning how to do that. And I'm telling you, the person I was before event hacking, before I learned how to implement the strategies of more successful people, was struggling and wasting time and just feeling like if I just researched enough, if I just worked hard enough, that I would get it figured out. And I know how it feels to be so frustrated and yet so passionate and called to do this thing. So I want to show you the 3 case studies of women who have gone through this training just like you, who are implementing the strategies from the Party Planner Academy and who are killing it with event hacking. So here's Sarah. Before event hacking, she was blogging for a few years and she just felt stuck. She had never gotten her paid campaign. She worked full time. She was an insurance adjuster. And so this is kind of like her hobby that she just wanted to, learn how to monetize, because here she is looking at others and saying, I could totally do that, right? I'm sure a few of you have felt that way. So while working her full-time job, after taking the event hacking course and implementing it in just 6 weeks, and she's a unique example because she's like gangbusters, but in 6 weeks, she got her first paid sponsorship with Nature Valley granola bars for $650, creating online content of her kids eating granola bars in her backyard enjoying the summer. Are you kidding me right now? The other thing that she's doing is she's planning a retreat where she's having networking ladies come together, talk about their different businesses, and she's charging them sponsor positions. Like, this is blowing my mind because it just goes to show that if you know what to do, you know how to organize it, that people are going to be willing to pay you regardless of your experience or regardless of your credentials. Okay, this is Tara. Tara actually has older kids. She works full-time at a desk job that she hates, and she suffers from chronic illness. And for many years, she was literally like on bed rest and just felt like crap all the time. And as she's been healing, she realized that she had a dream to share the things she loved and wanted to do events for other women with chronic illnesses. And she sent me a message one day. It said, "I've actually been following you for 7 years and watching you build your event planning empire, and I'm done watching. Like, where do I sign up?" And I was like, oh my gosh, because you forget that as you're doing this, that people are watching. Like, people are watching you. Anyway, so after learning about event hacking and starting with literally 0 followers, she's created her brand, she's found her voice, and she's now on this journey of planning retreats for other women who suffer from chronic illness. And it's been the coolest thing to watch because these ladies are like thrilled and they're so devoted and they're so like excited for this thing that she's created. And I'm so glad that she found event hacking to help her because now she's well on her way, all while still working at her day job. This is Sarah, and the thing that's really cool about Sarah is she has 3 little boys. She's up in Eastern Idaho, and she actually wanted to do women's only dance parties just like me. And she said that after watching this training, it gave her the confidence and the courage to get started. And she was really nervous because it was something that she actually learned after following me about event planning and my women's only dance parties. And I was like, girl, you need to just go for it. Like, I can help you. Let's get this thing done. And let me teach you how to have a profitable first event. And I'm so excited to report that after event hacking, she was able to do that. And she hosted her first big event. She sold tickets. There was an amazing turnout and she made money. Most people lose money on their first event or they barely break even. That's like considered a win with event planning. So here's what she had to say.
Hi, my name is Sarah Williams, and I have created an event planning business called Glamour Girl Events. I took the Housewife to Hostess Party Planning Academy e-course, and I loved it. It was exactly what I needed to just kick off my business and go for it. The e-course was so organized. I loved how it was step-by-step of starting a business. I also loved that it wasn't just, this is what you should do, but I've had personal experience, and that's how Chelsey comes across. Is she knows her stuff. She's been through the ups and the downs, and she's there for you. So I love how personal she is. She cares about us and what we want and the goals that we have. When she did dance parties, I thought, wow, where I live in Eastern Idaho, that would be amazing. I would love to do that. And instead of shutting me down and saying, that's my idea, she said, go for it. That's amazing. You should do this. And she really supported that, which I loved. That, I wasn't trying to steal an idea. I was just taking that idea and wanting to run with it in my own way. So Chelsey does an amazing job. This course has detailed information that I refer back to a lot. And I just hosted my first women's only dance party, and it was such a huge success. And I know the part of that was because of Chelsey's e-course. It was so organized, so well thought out, and I just needed all that information, especially about sponsors for your event, contracts and surveys, and all those things that maybe you wouldn't have thought about for the first time. So if you're ever interested in starting an event planning business, this is an excellent resource. And it doesn't have to be dance parties. I mean, that's not the only thing I want to do. It goes through details of all different types of events. And so and how you can implement those events and make them amazing in your business. So check it out.
Okay, are you guys getting so excited? Like, I love watching reviews like this because it just lights me up and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how would you like to be like Sarah and be able to have success with your very first event? I cannot even wait to tell you more. I have created the step-by-step process in the Party Planner Academy because I want people to have success. Like, I want you to be able to pay off your investment within the first month. I want you to be able to say, okay, if I could just get one paid sponsor, like, this would have been worth the full investment. And that's exactly why the framework of the course is modeled after the 4 event hacking techniques. And so we go through this 4-step framework, and every module has been set up for you with intention so that you can be successful and do exactly what professional event planners are doing. So the first step is we're going to give you all of the business foundation so that you can be and show up as a professional business. The second is that we're going to get you set up and know that you are doing your branding and your marketing strategically, and that your social media is a part of that, and how to leverage what you're doing on social media to build a portfolio, get followers and clients from that free resource. Step 3 is leveraging clients, sponsors, and vendors so that you are making money at your events instead of overpaying. So how to get these things for free, whether it's a free venue, whether it is a sponsor to pay you, free swag, whatever it is, I want to teach you all the ins and outs of how to event hack exactly what the professionals are doing in your own business. And then step number 4 is I want to teach you how to organize a successful event from start to finish. And I give you the playbook on how to do every specific type of event so that you can be successful and make whatever tweaks you need to make it fit for your business. But it's literally ready to rock and roll. And I want to ask you, like, can you see yourself getting paid to plan events for paying clients? Like, are you seeing how you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm looking at this girl thinking I could totally do that. And whether it's online content and that's your paid client, or whether it's an in-person live event, like, can you see yourself getting paid to do that? Because that's exactly what you need to do, is just have that little bit of belief in yourself, that little bit of belief in your abilities. And then I will take care of the rest with the Party Planner Academy, because what it includes are all of the templates and all of the frameworks that you need to be successful. So in addition to a 50+ page digital workbook, there's content creation ideas. I have media kit templates so that you can start pitching yourself to brands. I have email templates, proposal templates, and these are all like verbatim. I show you exactly what I did, exactly what I said, exactly what I pitched. I tell you how much the proposal was granted for, and I actually take you step by step through that process. I also include event timelines and checklists. There are students who take these to meetings, and the person in the meeting is so impressed by how organized they are that they're getting bids and they're winning bids because of their professionalism and how they're showing up and how prepared they are. And it's giving confidence to these future clients, saying, this is a big investment. I want to make sure it's going to be taken care of. And it is. I also have budget templates, sample contracts, survey templates, and more, just everything that you would need to run a successful event planning business, like straight out the gate. So I want to ask you, like, do you think you could be successful if you had access to all of the event planning tools and templates? Do you think that you could start charging for your time and talents? Let me tell you what, like, it has taken me years to create all of the templates that I have. And these are the actual framework pieces and tools that I use in my business every single day. Like, can you see how not having to create that, not having to reinvent the wheel, would be the most amazing way to just start charging, like literally today, tomorrow, for your time and talents doing events? So you may be thinking, like, why would you even want to give all of your templates? And honestly, I know how it feels to struggle, and I know how it feels to know that event planning is your calling. And I also know how it feels to lack and to say, you know what? Business isn't my strong suit, because I had to learn it when I worked at Aveda for 4 years. Like, my salon didn't always do $1 million. It was a struggle. And as soon as I was implementing the strategies and the business principles, all of a sudden it started to grow. And it came after years of being mentored and molded. And I want to impart that on you. I want you to be successful. I want to make sure I do everything in my power to make you successful. And it's one of those things, like, again, I don't think that anyone should have to struggle planning events when there's an easier way. So here's a review from Samantha, and here's what she said. I'm a busy mom. I was doing tons of free events here and there, hoping for my big break. I was overwhelmed with all of the business stuff, and I didn't know what to charge. I felt awkward putting a price on my talents and only had ever done free events. The Party Planner Academy gave me the steps and the templates to get my work out there, and the Event Hacker formula gave me the confidence to start charging for my time and talents. Literally, you can take this and plug it in and start going. And I'm telling you, like, if one person has said, hey, would you help me with this event? There is no reason why you shouldn't be charging them and sending them a bid and saying, here's what it would cost. Even if it was $100 or $200, you guys, like, you have something amazing. If someone is asking you for help, you need to be charging for that, because it validates your talents. It's not enough. It's not okay just because you enjoy it. The most successful people in the world have figured out how to get paid to do what they love. And I feel like that is the true definition of success. You guys, you don't need to waste years of your life like I did, bumping along and doing way too many events for free. It's hard work. It's your time. It's time away from family. It's time that you are spending to build these things, to make these little details, all of the pieces. Like, don't waste years of your life working for free. I'm so passionate about coaching women and teaching them how to make money as an event planner that the very first step of the Party Planner Academy is actually a contract for you to do with yourself. And the contract with myself is a physical representation of the commitment that you are making to do this and do well at it. And it is amazing how when you have the accountability and you put it in writing, how you intrinsically just want to do it and want to hold that contract and that commitment to yourself. Here is what Mariah had to say. Overwhelmed is how I describe my event business before this course. I wasted so much time trying to teach myself, and the Party Planner Academy literally gave me the list of what to do, what to say, and where to go. Having accountability to myself made it very real for me. Learning how to treat myself like a professional has made all the difference, and I no longer work for free. This is like my favorite kind of review. So when you finish the Party Planner Academy, I actually give each student a certificate of completion because I want you to know that if you ever were asked about a credential, if you ever had something that you could go back and say, yes, actually I have taken a party planning e-course, and let me show you what I can do with all of the other pieces of having your business set up and together. I want you guys to know, like, for me, this is all about your success and mentoring you to a place where you feel like you got so much value that I offer a complete 21-day money back guarantee, because if it's not for you, I don't need to keep your money. Like, I am wanting to help people who are trying to create an event planning business and be successful. If that's not you, no hard feelings, like ask for a refund. We can still be friends. It's totally cool. I just believe with every ounce of my being that you absolutely need to feel good about this. And I want you to have that confidence to check it out for 3 full weeks before you even decide and make that commitment. So here's what Tess had to say.
Your homework for Chelsey? And I was like, yeah, I did it. And I was like, just so you know, we like stole this course from her. Like, I was like,
nice. I feel like it's very valuable. And I put a lot into it. I'm like, I put so much into it. So that's so nice to hear. Thank you for that feedback. I'm like,
I started collecting emails for people. I figured out my MailChimp. Like, oh, geez. I was like, she's so smart. I need to listen to everything Chelsey says.
Oh my gosh, what a nice review. Thank you. That's so nice.
Yeah, it's an honest review.
I want you guys to know that whatever stage of life you're in, even if you are in the same stage as Tess and I, with kids and babies crawling all over you, that this can still work for you. So you may be wondering, like, what's included? The Party Planner Academy e-course covers how to start and manage a profitable party planning business from start to finish, regardless of where you're starting, how to brand yourself, how to stand out in a saturated market, how to network and find clients and customers, how to pitch your ideas so that you can work with big brands and get paid to create that online content, as well as how to create a demand for yourself in events. You guys, it is literally like following a recipe. If you can follow a recipe and do step by step, if you know how to use Instagram, if you have a Facebook account, if you know how to do Google search, this is totally doable and you can do it too. Now, you're probably wondering what something like this costs. And just to give you perspective, like industry standard for a course like this was literally a screenshot from QC's private event planning school, who teaches you about event planning, but it doesn't cover anything about marketing, the social media piece, or working with brands and sponsored. And it costs $2,425. Like I said, the social media piece, the branding, the marketing, all of those things, they're not being taught anywhere else. I know that maybe in the next 10 years, there's finally going to be college courses about what I'm talking about, but you can get ahead of the curve by implementing it right away. So let me tell you exactly what you're going to get in the Party Planner Academy e-course. You are going to get the full event hacker formula, the framework with 25 lessons that you can use to implement at your own pace. I'm going to give you all of the action items, the checklist to maximize your time and efforts so you literally can plug them in and start charging right away to get paid for your time and talents. No more working for free, you guys, promise me. I want to give you the business templates, the emails, the proposals, the media kits, the portfolios, budgets, checklists, surveys, and more. So again, you have every piece that you need, and not just that, I also want to make sure that you have lifetime access to the full course, including all future updates anytime I add something, or if something changes with algorithms or a new social media platform comes out, I'm going to update that and you won't ever have to pay for the course again. This full course, the total value for this is $1,997. And I want you to know that in addition to this, I have some really good bonuses because I want you to be successful. I want there to be no reason that you're struggling or hitting a wall, that you have every tool possible. And so I want to make sure that in addition to the course, you also have all of the accountability and support that you need. And that's why the first bonus of this course is actually the Party Planner Academy Mastermind Facebook group. It's a private group for people who are in the course so you guys can network and be with people who are all doing this together. One of the things that's so hard about starting a business is people that I think have the best intentions kind of will be naysayers and say like, oh, you really shouldn't waste your time. Like, who do you think you are? Or that could be a lot of struggle, or that could be really a big hard thing that you're doing. And sadly, some of those people, like while they have good intentions, they don't know what it's like to feel crazy driven to this dream that you have. And so it's important to surround yourself with other people who are doing the same thing that you're doing, who want to be successful, who want to be honest and open and share their experiences so that they can have the most success in their business. And so as a part of that bonus, I actually come in, I do weekly mastermind group coaching sessions. I do Facebook Lives every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And I will talk about and teach on different subjects. And I show up real, like I don't sugarcoat things. I answer your questions, and I want to make sure that you are able to grow your business in a way that's helpful for you. And that's exactly why I share tons of relevant information behind the scenes of my own business. And I talk about the secret projects and things I'm doing that I don't talk about anywhere else, like things that I don't even share on my social media till months after they happen. Here's a review from Jamie, who has been loving the Facebook group. She said, "Hey girl, I've been watching your lives on the Facebook page and finally put together my first event. I had to include a dance party. Just wanted you to see. You have inspired me so much to put on my own event. I love throwing parties, and this is a super fun way to share that with women in my area." So the Facebook group, this bonus, the total value for an annual membership is $775 value. So if you pair that up with the full Party Planner Academy course that has everything that I listed before, plus the mastermind group, which is a $775 value, the total value is now $2,772. But I want you to know that I understand that the day in the life of an entrepreneur is like this. It's literally like up, down, I'm great. This is horrible. I suck. I'm the best. This is the best day ever, worst day ever, right? And so before I show you the other 5 bonuses that I have for you, I want to remind you that my life before I discovered these event planning hacks was really hard, and I wasted so much time. And that is why, the reason I'm packing on the value, the reason I'm giving you all of these bonuses is I want you to know that the course is designed to help you earn back your investment as quickly as possible. And so again, I have made sure to include everything I can. And in addition to lifetime access for the course, I also want to give you lifetime access for the 28-day challenge. Now, the 28-day challenge was created out of my own necessity because I felt like a lot of people that were doing the course were still struggling to kind of launch. And if you think about an airplane, when it's on the ground and it needs to get into the air, they use about 90% of the fuel to get it up into the air. And the tarmac, the runway, is actually not that long. And it's so funny when you think about it, if a plane were only to give 50% power and only just go 50%, it would never get in the air. And so that's what happens to a lot of businesses is we're afraid to go all in because we don't want to fail and we don't want to look dumb if it doesn't work out. And that's why the 20-day challenge is the step-by-step roadmap on how to get your business into the air, launched in 28 days. I've included everything for success, including a full workbook, 17 pre-written templates for you to start publishing your content online. I have 28 days of topics and social media for your content calendar. I've created the ultimate beginner's guide to photos using your phone. I have media pitch templates and access to my personal Rolodex of connections so that you can get up and running faster than having to waste your time on things like graphic design and all of the resources that you need. And just to give you an idea, me designing a graphic would take me 10 hours. My graphic designer is amazing. He only charged me $15 to create my logo for my podcast. yeah, you want access to this stuff. It's gold. So in addition to that, I want to make sure, again, that you have what you need. Here is Sarah sharing her experience in the 28-day challenge.
Going to be because of the foundation that I've built with the 28-day challenge. I'm getting my batching together. I'm creating content in a more organized way to give me more time with my family, which is what I always want, is more time with my family. I know that if you take the 28-day challenge, you will benefit so much. I cannot say enough good about this.
And isn't that so fun? She's the one that had her first sponsored campaign for $650. I mean, talk about game changing. So just to recap, here's what you're going to get. The full Party Planner Academy e-course, which is a $1,900 value. I'm going to include the mastermind group coaching, which has me coming in there live every week, helping answer your questions, giving you behind the scenes feedback and personal tips, as well as putting you in a group with other people who are just like you, who are going through the same thing, who can help you and give you feedback on your ideas. I've included the 28-day challenge mastermind group, which is a $975 value, which is bringing the total value of this package to $3,747. Are you guys seeing like how valuable having all of these tools would be for you and in your business? You guys, this is literally my life's work, like the accumulation of the past 7 years of running my event planning business, from the ups and the downs, the failures, the struggles, the major successes. But I want to ask you, like, what's better than learning from one expert? What's better than learning from just me, one expert, one person, would be learning from 12 additional event planning experts. Everything from insurance and how to do events and protect yourself, everything from business know-how, finance, SEO, and learning how to maximize social media, the online space. I bring in 12 additional event planning experts, one each month from different industry professions in events that are going to coach you and talk to you, that show up live. And the best part is, like, you don't have to leave your house. You don't have to pay to go see them. I bring them straight to you. It's an additional $997 value. That is just an additional bonus to get you inspired and also to connect you with other people in the industry who are killing it. So again, you're going to get the full Party Planner Academy e-course, the mastermind group coaching, the 28-day challenge, the event planning workshops, which is bringing our total value to $4,744. And again, I want to leave nothing on the table. I want to make sure that you understand, like, even if you're like over here thinking, this is all great, but I'm just not tech savvy. Like, I don't know anything about social media. I don't know about SEO. I don't know how to do these things. You are going to be okay, because this next bonus is all about SEO and digital marketing. There's a full hour-long training on how to actually execute and get a very, very helpful SEO strategy so that you are posting content that gets you seen and, again, puts you in front of more people's eyes who could be potential clients, potential customers, or potential sponsors of your events. I also want to make sure that in addition to SEO for internet marketing, that you also have the Pinterest guide for business, so you understand how to leverage that content, put it on Pinterest, get even more people to discover you, and build your expert status and credibility as well. The next part of this, again, we're not leaving any social media on the table, is I want to give you the playbook for Facebook and business so that you understand how to create a profitable Facebook business and group so that people can, again, another way to find you and your business so that you can leverage it for your business and show up as a professional. And I think everyone's personal favorite is Instagram for business, so that you know how to maximize and create a beautiful representation of your business and the hard work that you're doing through your Instagram business account. It is different than what you're trying to do on your personal account, and I want to make sure you understand how to do all of that. So the total value for this social media bonus bundle, which includes the SEO and digital marketing training, the Pinterest guide for business, the Facebook for business, and how to grow your Instagram training bundle, is a total value of $1,297. And I'm adding that as a free bonus for you when you do this course. So again, you're going to get the Party Planner Academy full e-course. You're going to get the mastermind group coaching bonus, which is including me jumping in there every week, helping you with your business, access to everybody in the group so that they can become your new friends and networking buddies who are all doing the same thing you're doing, access to the 28-day challenge, which is a mastermind and full course to launch your business from 0 to 60, the 12 event expert workshops that I bring in every month for you, the digital marketing SEO training, which includes the Pinterest guide for business, Facebook for business, Instagram for business, and the total value of what I'm offering right now is at $6,041. Again, I want to make sure that as a last incentive, I've got this fast action bonus for the first people that enroll today. And it's 3 30-minute coaching calls with me where I will help you strategize and mastermind your business. This is one of the coolest things that I offer because, again, you'll be able to talk with me specifically and get out of your own head and have somebody actually give you a fresh set of eyes on your business and your ideas as part of the total package of everything that you need, that I believe that you need to be successful, which brings our total value to $7,028. Okay, now obviously you guys, I'm not going to charge you $7,028. I'm not even going to charge you half of that, but I just wanted to ask you, if all this course did for you was help give you the confidence and the know-how to start producing profitable events, would it be worth it? If all that this course did was help you event hack with confidence by using proven systems and proven templates so that you could get paid right away, would that be worth it? If all that this course did was allow you to work as a professional event planner without having to go back to school and rearrange your life and pay tens of thousands of dollars in tuition, would that be worth it? If all that this course did was help get you your first paid sponsored campaign or first paid client or first paid sponsorship, would it be worth it? If all this course did was guarantee that you didn't have to waste another second with research on your own, trying to figure out how to do these things, would it be worth it? If all this course did was help you stop working for free and start earning an extra $500, $1,500, or even $5,000 extra per month for your family, again, without needing to go back to school in your own time, doing this from home on your schedule, would it be worth it? Now, even if this course only did half of what I am promising here, would that be worth it? Yeah, it totally would. You guys, the price that I've paid, the time that I've invested, the tips and things that I'm putting together is the game plan for success. And so when I was pricing this out, I had two choices. The first was to just make it as cheap as possible and to get as many people enrolled into just the Party Planner Academy e-course. But again, this doesn't really give me any incentive to stack on the value or to be personally invested in your journey because of the time that it takes to do these coaching calls and to help one-on-one. So the second choice I had requires a little more investment from you, but in exchange, I can devote way more resources to you and guarantee your success because I have the resources to be personally invested, and it's not so saturated with people who are like, yeah, I'll just give it a try. I want people who are committed. And so for those of you who are already event planners and planning, I know you know where I'm coming from. Like when you can just invest in the higher quality product, it's going to be better. You're going to have a better result and a better outcome. And again, I just want you to remember, like, I am no one special. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a dork. I'm literally just a girl who wanted to make her passion for events and party planning her career. That's it. And if a girl from Utah can make money throwing women's only dance parties of all things, like, I know that your event dreams are possible too. And I'm telling you guys, it really just comes down to knowing how to do what the professional event planners already know and what they already do. And I want to mentor you and teach you. So as a recap, you're going to get the full Party Planner Academy e-course. You're going to get the mastermind group coaching calls with me every week in there. You're going to get the 28-day challenge, which is going to launch your business and your success. You're going to get the 12 event expert workshops where they come in and they teach you everything that they know. You're going to get the digital marketing SEO training bundle that includes Pinterest for business, Facebook for business, Instagram for business, plus the 3 coaching calls with me where I mastermind and help you with your business. Again, a total value of $7,028. Everything's there. I'm leaving nothing to chance. And you can get started today for just one payment of $747. You guys, if you are ready, I want you to head over to housewifetohostess.com/course. And I want to link arms with you and take you to the place you want to go. I know that by going through this course, your dreams can be a reality. And instead of you just wishing and waiting and thinking about it, you can actually start going and doing. And that is going to make the biggest difference, because once you start getting a few paid things under your belt, all of a sudden it's going to build your confidence. And again, I am designing this course for you to earn this investment back. My goal is for everybody to earn it back within their first 2 months. There are people that are doing it even faster than that. And so you can let yourself set the parameters of when you want to accomplish that. But that is exactly what I'm trying to do, is teach you, again, how to run a profitable business from day one in event planning. And I'm so confident that you are going to love what you learn, that I want to make sure that you have 21 days to try out the course, to think it over, to get in there, get your fingers and hands dirty, and just see what you think. And if it's not for you, like I said, no hard feelings. I want to give you your money back. But if you have an idea that you've been working on or thinking about or dreaming about, $747 is nothing to start a business. Like, anyone that's ever started a business, you're going to be investing thousands of dollars. Like, I've paid, again, lawyers and copywriters and graphic designers. Like, I literally have done all the work for you. And I'm looking for people who are just eager to get going and to start being successful right away. I mean, can you see yourself fitting this course into the cracks of your life? That's exactly how I designed it, because guess what? I too am a mom, and I get that it's hard. And I want you to remember, again, I started my journey with 0 followers, 0 connections, 0 experience as an event planner. And if I can do this, anyone can do this. So if you're ready to take your dream and your business seriously and to start making money, you can get started today for $747. And this is the part where people always have questions for me, and they're like, this sounds really good, Chelsey. Like, you sound really cool. Like, it's been cool, but I just don't know. Like, can I just find all of these answers on my own? And to that, I would say, yeah, you totally can. It took me about 7 years, and I hope it doesn't take you that long. And so you kind of have to ask yourself, what is your time worth? Because even if this course helped you streamline that and you got it all done in 6 months, like, it took you a longer time, 6 months, which is way longer than most people, that is just over $100 a month that you'd be paying for this course. And would it save you that much time? Would you be able to start implementing? And I want to ask you, like, how long have you been trying to find the answers so far? If you just yesterday decided that you want to be a paid event planner, yeah, maybe do some more digging. But if you've been trying to do this for a while, if you still can't get out of the perpetual free event work that you're doing, the free event labor, I would say that you probably could use a little handholding, and I would love to be the person to link arms with you. Another question I get all the time is like, what if I'm starting from ground zero and I don't have any tech skills or any social media accounts yet? And the truth is, like, if you're watching this online, you have all the tech skills that you need. Everything is teachable. You can figure out anything. And I actually tell you, like, all the best tips, tricks. I give you apps that I personally use. Again, I even give you my Rolodex of connections for people to help you, because guess what? You're not supposed to do every aspect of your business. And that's one piece that I teach for you to maximize your time and be more effective. The next is like, what if I'm not sure about the kind of events I want to do? Like, is this still a good fit for me? And honestly, this course helps people really discover their niche. Like, the fact that you're here, the fact that you made it this long on the webinar tells me that you're committed to your dream of event planning. And just because you're not sure what that is yet doesn't mean that you can't get paid to figure that out. So I would love to help you start putting some proposals together, getting yourself paid to do different kinds of work. And it'll be very quick, like very evident very quickly what kind of work lights you up and what you love doing. And that's my goal, is to help you figure out exactly what that is and what that looks like. What if I already have a blog, a social media account, and an existing business? So great. If you already have those things, then you're already ahead of the game. So we can actually take you from wherever you're starting and get you to the next level. Like, even if you've been paid, but you're stuck in a rut, you don't know how to charge more, or you don't know how to craft offers, or your bids aren't getting accepted, I want want to be able to hold your hand and walk you through the process so that, again, you have success and you have outside eyes looking in. Like sometimes when you're so close to your own project, your own business, your own baby, it's hard to see anything wrong with it. And that's why the mentorship is so important. And that's why I want to make sure that you have that option. So what if I've already tried to make money with events and it didn't work? I don't think that what you can teach me would even help. So while this question is a little pessimistic, in my opinion, it's totally fair. Like, what if my style isn't your style? What if we don't jive? What if we don't work well together? That's totally fair. I get that. And that's why I offer the 21-day money-back guarantee, because I want you to be sure that it's something that's going to work for you. Because again, for me, I don't need a negative review or someone mad at me because they didn't like my course. I only want people that are going to have an amazing, positive experience where I over-deliver for them, because my goal is to help even more people. So what if I get stuck? Do you offer support? Yes, of course. Like, this is why the Facebook group is so huge. I feel like by knowing I'm going to be in there live and knowing that you can ask questions, whether you show up or watch the replay later, that is there for you. Like, after the coaching calls, after you get going, it really doesn't take very much for the confidence to come and for you to realize like you have got this and you can do it. What if no one is willing to pay me to plan their event? So I know that this fear is intrinsically in all of us. Like, to get paid to do something that you love, to get paid to do something that you would do for free anyway is really scary. And honestly, until you put a proposal together, a proper bid together, and start asking to be compensated, you're not going to get paid. And I would venture to say that the reason that you haven't been paid so far is because you haven't stood up for yourself as a professional and said, actually, my time is worth money. Let me put a proposal together for you, and then you can look it over and tell me what you think. And honestly, it takes one or two times of that, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I've got this. And again, like, even if you just charged an hourly rate for your time starting out, like, it will just build your confidence. And I think a lot of times before we go into something like this, a lot of us have a lot of fear and we just worry, like, what if it doesn't work? What if this just doesn't work for me? And I want to challenge you and I want to ask you, like, what if it does work out? Like, what if you can make an extra, again, $500, $1,500, $5,000, $10,000 a month planning events on your own timetable? Like, what about that? It's an amazing opportunity that you have to link arms with me and to, again, have this mentorship. And if that's something that you're interested in, again, I want it to be worth it for you. And I want there to be no hesitation. And so again, as a reminder, 100% money back guarantee for 21 days. It would honestly be my honor and my privilege to work with you and to help give you the tools that you need to have success in your business. I know that if you join this course, it's going to change your life like it's changed mine and the lives of thousands of other women who are doing the same thing. And so regardless of what you decide to do today, I just want you to know that a lot of success in business is belief and proceeding as if success is inevitable. Like, there is no other option. This is going to work. I'm going to make it work. And when you have that attitude, you are unstoppable. And I would love to link arms with you and help you reach your goal and your dream. Thank you so much again for being here. I will catch you inside the course.